Hey guys, Colorado Camperman Brian here. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install this ultimate tailgate seal. I picked this up on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description here. But the reason I bought this is because I just got this Moonlander shell on my truck maybe about a month or so ago, which if you haven't seen this thing, you gotta check it out. I'll put a link to that video. But we've noticed whenever we drive on a dirt road, we get a ton of dust coming in the back of our truck here, and I found out where the culprit is. It's the seal between our truck bed and the tailgate. There's a huge gap on our truck, so I'm going to install this to hopefully help seal that up, because as you can see, I got a lot of stuff in the bed of the truck here because we're going to be moving some stuff this weekend, and we're going to be driving on a dirt road for about 8 miles. So I'll show you guys how to get this stuff installed on your truck. So this kit does come in with instructions and pretty much is good for all the major brands, but this is essentially where this thing is going to go, right here on this lip. So it's going to seal up, it's going to protrude out and seal up that gap. And this is where my major gap is kind of up at the top here. But anyways, I'm going to run it all along here and then put it down in here at the bottom. Now with this bottom, with the way my tailgate is, I'm not going to really be able to get a good seal on here, so I am going to take my tailgate off to make sure that I get this real nice and sealed at the bottom here, because I do not want this thing to pop off. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get this edge all cleaned up. They do give you some alcohol wipes in here, but I am going to wipe this first with just a wet rag, and then I'll use the alcohol. Get all this off. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and install the seal, and the way we're going to do this is this red part is going to go, the flat part is going to go against our surface. It says that we need to go 1 inch below the truck bed floor, so we got to make sure it goes below the seal that we're going to put on the horizontal across the width. And that's basically just going to follow this up, and then once we get to the top here, there's no ridge. So instead of, you know, putting it here because there's nothing to attach to, we're going to put it on this wall here. Now the directions for my truck say to do these other kind of smaller pieces first, and then do the horizontal piece. Since I took my tailgate off first, I'm actually going to do the horizontal piece, and then I'm going to do these smaller pieces so that I can close the tailgate and make sure everything lines up. Some of you guys might be wondering, okay, well, do you put it this way on the tailgate, or do you put it this way? So what I'm going to do, and what the instructions say, is to do it so that the whatever part is level, more level with coming out of your tailgate. Now I am going to drop it below this line here, so I'm putting it below where this up and down part goes, so that I can run a straight line all the way across. So one thing that I am doing is I have to just put the tailgate back on here and just double checking to make sure that the seal is good. You see that black seal across in the corner there, just barely, and then the seal all along here. Alright, so I did have to do some adjusting to the stripping here, where actually this kind of bulb part, so when the tailgate closes, there's not a whole lot of excess in here. Before, this was kind of bulging out and into this gap, and it was very hard to close my tailgate. So I did have to redo this, and now I think we're good to go. This side's all good too. I had to adjust it on this side, and I think we're good. Now I just need to do the little strips to fill this giant gap right here. Alright, so here is the final product. Let's put a couple lines right here. Got this little tiny guy in the corner. Went around the entire bottom side over there, and then I did need to put a tiny strip on here. This is how much I have left over. I did screw up a couple times and had to rip off some pieces. So I would recommend probably keeping your tailgate on and doing these side pieces first, and then you can take your tailgate off to do the bottom part. But there is no gap here now, which is awesome. Going all the way down and at the bottom, it's kind of hard to see. But just to show you guys here, you can see just a teeny tiny, couple holes where it didn't completely seal. But otherwise I'm running my headlamp down it here and it's looking really good. So yeah, I think it's going to be a huge improvement. Alright guys, I'm going to close out this video at the very end. I'll let you know how it did on this trip and let you know how much dust came in here. But wasn't too bad of an install here. Maybe would probably only take it 30 minutes if you were doing this. But I'm thinking it's going to be a huge improvement over how it was before. So if you guys are new to the channel, consider checking out some of my other videos. Throw a like if this video helped you or you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So here's what the tailgate seal looks like after about 9 months of use. Some of the areas that it does rub against the tailgate more, it is getting a little worn. Really, this is probably the worst section. The rest of it is sticking very well, is still in very good shape. This bottom part, I'm amazed because as you can see, dirt is sitting on here. I've had a kayak in here and it gets wet and it still is holding up really, really good, which is just great. And for 25, 30 bucks on Amazon, even if I had to do this every other year or something, I definitely would. I am going to be installing this bed rug, so stay tuned for that video because I am still getting dust in here, but it's mainly because I have these holes up front. I've put tape over them and everything, but dust is still getting in. So this is significantly cut down on the dust coming from the back, but I'm still getting dust from drainage holes and stuff up front. So I'm hoping the bed rug will help. Otherwise, 2 thumbs up on the tailgate seal, and I would definitely recommend doing it.